Have you ever set a goal you were really excited about? You had a plan, you felt motivated, but then somewhere along the way, life got busy, doubt crept in, and you didn't follow through the way that you wanted to. And listen, this almost happened to me today. I woke up and busted my blood vessel in my eye, and I thought, maybe I shouldn't do this training today. So life happens, and now here we are in April, and this is usually the time of year when either, we start to lose momentum or we start to question if the goal is even possible. If you can relate, if this has ever happened to you before, just type relate in the comments. But here's what I want you to know. It's not too late. You haven't missed your chance. This is actually the perfect time to reset and recommit with a better understanding of what you actually need to follow through. So I've been reading The 12-Week Year by Brian Moran, and I was just coaching myself through a 12-week goal in my health. Some of you may know that I have a type of adult onset muscular dystrophy, and so my goal is to get stronger in the next 12 weeks. And as I was coaching myself and creating the action plan, I realized that what I needed to do was create a plan that was doable, right? And the belief that that plan would work. And then I would have the motivation to follow through. Motivation doesn't come first, it's created after these two things are in place. You really have to believe that it's possible and believe that your plan is doable. And when those are in place, that's what creates the motivation to follow through. So whether your goal is in business, your health, or your life, these are the 4 keys to follow through so that you can have a breakthrough year. So first, you need confidence in yourself. If you don't believe you can do it, you won't follow through. But here's the good news. Confidence isn't something that you're either born with or you're not. It's something that you create with your thoughts. This is because your thoughts create your feelings drive your actions, and ultimately your actions give you your results. So the question becomes, what do you need to believe about yourself to follow through on your goal? Are you confident? Are you capable? Are you determined? Drop one word that describes one of your best attributes. Once you've gotten your word, you can actually turn this into an affirmation. So one of my favorite affirmations is my determination always brings me the gift of success. The second key is confidence in your plan. And this is huge. And honestly, where a lot of people get stuck in the never-ending cycle, right? Because they get stuck by all the shiny objects out there. If you don't believe that your plan will work, then you'll hesitate to take action on the plan. You'll start second guessing your plan, and you'll start looking for something better. And that's when the distraction really kicks in, right? But when you believe that your plan is doable and your plan will work to produce the results that you want, then you stop searching and you start executing. It's all about focus, right? The third key is the mindset to follow through. Even with confidence, your brain is still going to offer you thoughts like, I don't have the time. What if this doesn't work? Maybe I should try something else. If you've had one of these thoughts recently, type been there. It's important to know that this is completely normal. I think we've all been there before. In fact, research shows that up to 80% of our thoughts are automatically negative. And this is what we call automatic negative thoughts. And I learned this term from Dr. Daniel Amen. The ants will get you every time, right? And the reason for that is because we all have the primitive brains that are wired to keep us safe, to conserve energy, to seek pleasure, and avoid pain. So of course your brain is going to try to keep you in that comfort zone. So just expect that those automatic negative thoughts will come up. And remember, awareness is the first step towards transformation. Because once you're aware of the thought, then you become empowered to choose a new one. For me, as a mom to 2 adult children with special needs still living at home, a thought that comes up automatically is, I might not have time for that. And if it's something that I think it's important, then I feel worried. And when I'm in that worried energy, it's not empowering. Any negative emotion is disempowering. What I'm not doing when I'm thinking I might not have time for that is figuring out how I can create time for that thing that I want to do. So I intentionally redirect my mind to thoughts like, I'm amazing at creating time. I'll create time for that when I schedule my work week. And those thoughts empower me to take action. And this is the work. We can't eliminate all of those automatic negative thoughts, but we have to learn how to redirect our minds, right? We have to learn how to lead our minds instead of being led by our minds, right? Because when you do that, you follow through. So what's one action you know you can follow through on this week? I would love to see those in the comments below. Type follow through if you're committed to showing up differently. Because key number 4 is commitment to consistent action. This is the difference between people who want results and people who create them. You don't need to do everything. You need to do the right things consistently. In your business, there are 3 high impact activities that I always recommend. Connect with more people, share more value, make more offers to help. Because at the end of the day, conversations create clients. As Jeffrey Gitomer says in the Little Red Book of Selling, the secret to sales success is to keep your pipeline full. And this is exactly why I support my clients with a simple, sustainable lead generation strategy so that they always have people to connect with and they never feel like that they're running out of leads or people to talk to. And if you want to take this even further, I invite you to come up to my upcoming masterclass, Conversations to Clients, where I'll show you how to turn the connections that you're already making into paying clients in a way that feels natural and aligned. That's happening on April 28th at 10 a.m. Pacific time. That's 1 p.m. Eastern, and you can register using the link in the comments below. So if you've been feeling stuck or like you're not following through with the way that you want to, it's not because you're not capable. You're likely missing one of the 4 keys: confidence in yourself, confidence in your plan, the mindset to follow through, or the commitment to consistent action. So which one of these feels like the biggest gap for you right now? Type it in the comments below if you're comfortable, or just have that awareness of that for yourself. And if you need help applying these keys, feel free to reach out, and I look forward to seeing you on April 28th.